Hey, what is up, people? This is Captain Crunch bringing to you a brand new build video, and if you're looking at it right now and you're like, what on earth is that? You would be looking at the Boardbarian super support build that I've come up with. It's pretty incredible. This build right here I designed to make the best of the Mosswine mask, but also if Hazard Cat could stop looking at me for even just a second. He's just making eyes at me. It's kind of uncomfortable. But this build here is to focus on getting the most possible buffs you could get out of a single build to give out to your party. And let me get right into this, and I'll show you exactly how it is. From a fashion standpoint, you can tell that this character looks absolutely hideous. But, you know, the Boardbarian doesn't need to be pretty. His nose just wiggles all the time. When you move him around, you can just see his nose wiggling. It's the only thing. I mean, it's just like the only piece of armor that has something like that, that wiggling snout. That is just, they just had to do it. You know they had fun with it. But anywho, I went with the Gamma Horn 2, which is the final hunting horn in the Dodogama tree. And it is great because when you combine its buffs with the buffs that you can carry in your pack automatically anyway, but also the buffs you get from the Mushroom-mancer, you could pretty much stack about every single buff you can think of outside of Tremor Resist and Earplugs on somebody, and it is nuts. It is, I mean, you will be everyone's best friend. And if you take a look at this hunting horn here, it gives you self-improvement, which every single horn does, but it also has attack up large, which can be encored into attack up extra large. It has health boost large, which is going to extend the length of your life bar, which is pretty crazy. You have wind pressure negated. Obviously we know what that is, and it is great for Kushala Deora. And then we have defense up large, which can be encored for a defense up extra large. And many people don't know this, but the attack up and defense up buffs do stack with all the other item buffs. So we're talking like, you know, the Might Pill and the Might Bear, or Might Seed, which are the same. Your drug, your Demon Drug and your Mega Demon Drug, which are the same buff, but also your Demon Powder on top of it, and your food buff. So I mean, you're talking about a huge buff that you get on top of it. I believe it's somewhere in the realm of 20% attack buff when you get the extra large, which is just bonkers. You know, when you're talking about a big hammer or something like that, I mean, it's 200 attack, which is just lots and lots more damage. But the build itself just requires the Mosswine Mask Alpha. There is only one, so there is no beta. It just offers the Mushroom-mancer, Nergigante Male Beta, the Boardbarian Braces Beta, and the King Beetle, Elytra, and Krura Beta, both. And really the most important pieces here are just going to be the Mosswine Mask, actually, and the, not the Boardbarian, but yeah, the Boardbarian Braces, because they offer, I believe, yes, the other point of Mushroom-mancer. But the skills themselves, I mean, the most important ones in it here are Wide Range, Mushroom-mancer, and Speed Eating and Quick Sheath. And most of it comes from the decorations I have in here, and I'll show you why. Well, I won't show you why, but I'll tell you why. The big thing, though, when you start to build out the Mushroom-mancer and the Wide Range is you'll notice that there aren't really a lot of useful support skills that really go together and get you the Wide Range and Mushroom-mancer you want. So you kind of have to take what you can get as you go through it. And what I found as building it was to just open up as many decoration slots as I could. So if you take a look at the pieces of armor that I used here, the Mosswine Mask is really the only one that doesn't have any slots, but Nergigante Male has 2, Boardbarian Braces has 2, King Beetle Elytra 2, and the King Beetle Cura 2, and then the Hunting Horn itself, if I can find it here, has 2 as well. So for a total of 10 decoration slots, with half of them being level 2 slots, so it really opens up some doors to some interesting build stuff. And the hammer itself, or the Hunting Horn itself, has 2 augmentation slots. And while I haven't done any augmenting yet, I'm mostly just being greedy with all my stones because I don't have as many as I thought I did, and I just don't know what to pick yet. So, anywho. So other than that, I have the Health Booster and Cleanser Booster, obviously good support choices. But let's look at the decorations so you guys can kind of see how I built it out. And when I say that I have 10 decoration slots, you know, you guys might be like, how the hell am I supposed to build this? Like, who's got enough gems to make anything worthwhile out of 10 decoration slots? But if you notice here, all of these are level 1 jewels. And while that doesn't necessarily mean they're all common drops, it just means that you're not really having the highest or hardest to get ones, you know? So the Sheath Jewels I just happen to have, actually most of the stuff I just happen to have, and while I was pretty lucky to get these Friendship Jewels, which I feel like were probably the ones that were the hardest to come across, because I didn't really get a lot of them, the other ones were fairly common. You know, I've got 4 Sheath Jewels, the Satiated Jewel, which gives me the free meal skill, which is huge because that means any item you put in your mouth, including the mushrooms, demon drugs, mite pills, and so on, has a 25% chance of just not being consumed. So when you're popping all these mushrooms, it's nice when, you know, 1 out of 4 of them is just not going to get eaten. So it's less farming and less, you know, gathering you're going to have to do. The Sauner's Jewel, I feel like I had 5 of those things just sitting around, and that just extends the length of my tunes that I put out. And the Gobbler Jewels, I must have had 4 or 5 of these too, and they just kind of happened to be in my bag, so I chose that. It was a nice coincidence. But really, I mean, with 10 slots, you can make this build any way you want, and the only ones you'd really need to get the most important skills would just be the Friendship Jewels. You know, and that's what gives you the wide range 5. Because with the wide range 5, as you can see there, you know, you're looking at items affect nearby allies with a much wider radius with full efficacy. And that's just huge, you know, because the only item that you can consume that does not actually get the wide range effect is the Mandragora, and that's the max potion mushroom. So, but all the other ones, like, you know, the immunizer, the demon drug, the armor skin, and the dash juice effect of all the different mushrooms does impact everyone in your crew when you're out battling, and you are just going to be the fan favorite. It's going to be so amazing because you're buffing their attack, you're buffing their defense, extra large for both, you're increasing their health bars, you're making it so that you're healing them with every item you use, you're giving them, like, you know, reduced stamina reduction, you give them a windproof, attack up, defense up, on top of the demon drugs. It's like a triple buff. It's insane. But on top of it, the hunting horn's just not that bad to use anyway. You know, it's just a good fun item or a weapon to use that just doesn't get a lot of attention. So this is the Boardbarian build here. You know, I love building interesting builds because I pretty much only see what is the highest attack and highest crit builds you can get with weakness exploit, and that's just leaving a lot of the game out. And with such an amazing game that this is, you know, I want to be able to show people interesting things, you know, support builds without sword and shield, you know, ugly armor sets like this one, just hideous. But, you know, make sure if you enjoy these types of videos and you want to see more of them, hammer on that like button. Make sure to subscribe so you get notifications when I do put these out. I'm still pretty new to streaming and building these videos, but I do want to make sure that, you know, everyone's getting some interesting stuff to look at, and it really does drive me on to just get a little bit of attention here and there, and to have people let me know what they like. And if you have some ideas or some comments about how to support the build and why, man, I am always looking for it. You know, some of these skills I put in there because I thought they'd be the best, like the speed eating and the you know, the quick putting away of your weapon. God, why can't I think of it what it's now? Of course I'll think of it once I look at it, but you know, just make sure to subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for some additional stuff. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Take care. Good night.